welcome to AMC Movie Talk for movie fans. I'm your host, Ashley Mova, and this is the daily show where we give you all the latest news from the world of movies, plus insight into what it all means. Joining us as always is AMC Movie News Editor-in-Chief, John Campea.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the show, coming to you from the Stream.TV studios in Hollywood, California. We are so grateful that you decided to make us a part of your day.
And we've also got AMC Movie News Editor, Amy Rose Eisenbach.
Hello, lovelies. Great to be here.
Also here is film critic for JoBlo.com, James Oster.
I'm back. Hello, everybody.
Jimmy-o.
Jimmy-o, so nice to see you. We missed you.
Thank you.
The upcoming Batman vs. Superman film has many people excited for its release in 2015. However, although most of us have been referring to it as Batman vs. Superman, no official title for the film has been announced. It's now being reported that Warner Brothers has just registered several domain names for the film. According to the latest domain registrations, possible titles include Man of Steel Battle of the Night, Man of Steel Beyond Darkness, Man of Steel Black of Night, Man of Steel Darkness Falls, Man of Steel Night Falls, Man of Steel Shadow of the Night, Man of Steel The Blackest Hour, and Man of Steel The Darkness Within. John, what would you make of any of these titles?
Well, I mean, the one thing that jumps out to me, the one consistent thing through, well, there's a couple consistent things, but the first consistent thing that jumps out to us as you read all these titles, it starts with Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people have been very concerned about poor little Superman, that he might have his feelings hurt, because everybody's referring to the movie as Batman versus Superman. But everybody's saying, but it's supposed to be a Man of Steel sequel. Well, it's pretty clear now from all these title options that it looks like Warner Brothers will go Man of Steel, subtitle, Batman reference. Man of Steel, subtitle, Batman reference. And of course, all the night words, of course, is with the K. The most interesting one, though, that I get from this is Man of Steel Night Falls. Now, of course, for those of you who are fans and have followed the Batman comics, you know Nightfall is part of the whole Bane storyline where Bruce Wayne gets his back broken and he's no longer Batman, and Azrael comes in, and then Dick Grayson takes over, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so that's a very precious title to fans of Batman. And I like it. Honestly, when I first read it, I thought, as a Batman comic fan, my back got up a little bit. It's like, oh, how dare you use that title? But then I looked at it more and I thought, Man of Steel Night Falls. Yeah, I get it. I like it. So there's a number of them on here that look kind of cheesy, but some of them actually seem kind of cool. And yeah, I like the starting with Man of Steel, subtitle Batman. I like that. So Amy Rose, what do you think?
Yeah, that was my exact sentiments when I first read all this. I was kind of relieved because, you know, no question, Man of Steel was my favorite depiction of my last son of Krypton. No question. I loved this film. And I didn't want it to be we already have 3 amazing installments of Batman's origin all the way to, and I wanted another Superman film with, the Cape Crusader coming on in. So I'm really relieved about that. Obviously, Shadow of the Night's our favorite because we've been singing Shadow of the Night all morning. So that's our fave. But I do like the cute play on words with Night with the K. And I mean, he's the Dark Knight. So those are the kind of titles that speak to me. But another thing that kind of stood out here is how many domain names they really registered. This is a lot.
There's probably like 100 more than this.
There's probably 100 more than this, but this is already a lot. Like, come on, there's a lot of brilliant minds behind this production. I think we can narrow it down to a few, but hey, rather be safe than sorry, I get it. But I'm really glad this is still Superman's movie, and then,
but if they registered one domain name, then the cat would be out of the bag.
Yeah, it would be very
obvious.
obvious.
Throws us off a little bit of a smoke screen. Jimmy, what do you think?
As long as they get Pat Benatar to do the soundtrack, I will be, that's a no-brainer, right? Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of digging the titles. I think I agree with you. I had that same reaction to that particular title, but I kind of like it.
Right.
I think it's a less... I know some of them you're like, okay, come on, seriously?
They're a little questionable.
But I'm excited. I mean, it's getting me more pumped for it, though. I don't know about you, but it's getting me more excited. Like, oh, we got a title. We're there. We're almost there. I really want to see this movie.
I'm still having. I'm going to admit to you.
I know you are.
I'm still having a hard time getting over this whole rumor about Nightwing being in the movie. Like, because Man of Steel is still my favorite film. I'm not saying it's the best film of the year, but Man of Steel is my favorite film of 2013 so far. I still have a number of big titles I got to see. We were just talking about a couple of them off camera, as a matter of fact. But and so this whole Nightwing rumor, I think it's been debunked, and once it is debunked, I can get excited again.
You can feel better, yeah.
I don't want Nightwing in this movie.
Well,
I
we've
just
also
don't.
heard the Flash is gonna pop up.
I just love him too much. But the Flash is different. Flash is different. Nightwing, I think, I've gone into big detail about why I don't like the idea of Nightwing being in there. I think it does a disservice to Dick Grayson, and it does a disservice to the on-screen Batman. But anyway, I'm not going to go into it too much. What's next?
A new trailer for the upcoming Muppets sequel, Muppets Most Wanted, has hit the web. Muppets Most Wanted takes the entire Muppets gang on a global tour, selling out grand theaters in some of Europe's most exciting destinations, including Berlin, Madrid, and London. But mayhem follows the Muppets overseas as they find themselves unwittingly entangled in an international crime caper headed by Constantine, the world's #1 criminal and dead ringer for Kermit, and his dastardly sidekick Dominic, aka Number 2, portrayed by Ricky Gervais. The film stars Tina Fey as Nadia, a feisty prison guard, and Ty Burrell as Interpol agent Jean-Pierre Napoleon. Amy Rose, what do you think of the new Muppets trailer?
I am so excited for this film. I mean, the Muppets have pretty much been there all my life, and they have been able to just kind of stay relevant throughout the decades, throughout the generations. It's so charming. It really does unite adults and children. And I mean, Tina Fey as a feisty prison guard, give me a break. And I love seeing Ty Burrell. I love me some Modern Family. And in his little Interpol car, which actually they came out at D23 on stage in that little car, and it was absolutely ridiculous and awesome.
Oh, nice.
And I just think this trailer gives you everything you want. I mean, it's Muppets. You're going to get some ridiculous, twist, and also it looks pretty beautifully shot as well. So all the celebrity cameos, and I really look forward to these films, and I really liked the last one a lot from Bob, and I think that he was a really good filmmaker for this, and I'm really excited. It looks great to me.
Jimmy?
Uh,
You know what? I was looking at it today. I'm like, it has Tom Hiddleston. I'm sold right there. He may be in there for 2 minutes, but I'm like, I will see anything with him.
Agreed.
I saw the teaser trailer and I wasn't completely sold. It seemed kind of like, okay, yeah, let's just throw on another Muppet movie. But now I'm feeling it. That trailer has me.
Yeah.
It has me absolutely. I love Ricky Gervais. I think
He's so great.
He's gonna be perfect in it. And yeah, I love the whole gang, man. I grew up on this stuff.
Yeah, I'm unabashedly thrilled with this trailer. I loved this trailer. And I'm with you. That first little teaser that we got, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, they're just making another little Muppet movie.
I liked it.
This trailer,
Boo.
awesome. Because
Hey.
everybody's great in it. We got to see Constantine in there. Like, how great was that?
So
It's like,
good.
mole there, mole gone. I mean, Tina Fey as like this, I
Kills
guess,
me.
Russian prison guard. She's hilarious. The tie bro with Sam the Eagle having their badge size contest.
Oh, that was brilliant.
The trailer, I
Charming.
watched it and I realized when I hit stop, I had a huge smile on my face.
yeah.
I was like, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. I thought it was great. The last Muppet movie was wonderful. This trailer just knocks it out of the park. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. All right, folks, listen, we've reached that part of the show called Buy or Sell. Here's how this works. In front of her, Ashley's got a few other items in the world of movie news. She's going to run them down. Then Jimmy, Amy Rose, and I are going to say whether we buy it or sell it. So Ashley, what do we got?
This year's horror film, The Purge, took in nearly $90 million at the box office, while only costing a mere $3 million to produce. These sort of numbers usually mean a sequel, and sure enough, one is on its way. It's being reported that The Purge 2 will hit AMC theaters on June 20th, 2014, on the same weekend as Clint Eastwood's upcoming Jersey Boys and director Tim Story's Think Like a Man 2. Jimmy, buy or sell The Purge 2?
I didn't like The Purge. I sell it just because it wasn't a great film. It just wasn't a very good movie. They had a great idea. I'll buy it if they expand on the idea. That's it.
Amy Rose?
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it for the pure no-brainer monetary value.
Yeah, okay.
$3 million grossing $90 million. That is just ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is
numbers.
crazy.
That is ridiculous. So I completely get it. I do love horror films. I will agree. I thought the premise was better than the execution.
Great premise. but-
Great premise. Like, that's terrifying. But no-brainer monetary value
money
speaks. Money speaks.
Absolutely.
I'm going to sell this one. While I completely agree with you guys about the whole Monty, look, you make a movie with $3 million, makes 90, no brainer. But the reason I'm going to sell this is for the other part of the story. A June 20th
That is a
release
weird
date?
time.
That's a weird
Yeah.
release date for a film like this. And it's going to sound silly. I think it's going to get clobbered by Think Like a Man 2. Totally different demographic, understandably. I was shocked how much I liked the first Think Like a Man. I thought it looked like it might be cute, and I went in and I loved it. And I went back to the theater and I watched it 3 times.
Are you serious?
I really, really did. I thought it was so fun and funny.
Oh my, you're lucky.
Romany and Kevin Hart and the whole. I thought they were all great. So yeah, I think it's going to get clobbered. I don't think this should be. I think this should be like a February kind of release date. But for that reason, I'm going to sell it.
So they're taking a page out of Dumb and Dumber 2's playbook? Is that really how it's spelled?
Well, no. They actually spell it properly, I think.
Oh.
I think. I could be wrong, I think.
That would have been more fun.
That would have.
All right, what's next?
The upcoming Stephen King adaptation, The Stand, is having trouble holding on to directors. Ben Affleck was originally attached to direct the film until he departed, and most recently Crazy Heart and the upcoming Out of the Furnace director Scott Cooper was attached. Now, however, reports are coming in that Cooper has also left the project due to creative differences with the studio. Previously adapted as a television miniseries in 1994, The Stand tells the story of a full-scale apocalypse driven by the accidental release of a biological weapon and the ensuing struggle of good versus evil carried out by the world's final survivors. John, buy or sell the departure of Scott Cooper?
Oh, I gotta sell it, and I sell it on behalf of the movie, not on behalf of Cooper. Cooper, I'm sure, has his own reasons for wanting to go. I mean, they're saying some creative differences, and okay, and that's not big news. Studios and directors often part ways if they have different visions. It's very, very important that a director and the studio have the same vision, so that's not unusual. But I mean, man, this movie has just lost two of maybe the top 10 directors working today in Affleck and now with him. It's really unfortunate. Look, Crazy Heart, he just happened to direct the dude to winning his first Oscar, or winning Best Picture at the Oscars. Out of the Furnace looks amazing. So, I mean, he's obviously on a roll. This would have been a big sale. So who comes in now? That's the big question. So they may get somebody great. They may get a Clint Eastwood, or they may get a Christopher Nolan. They may get, Michael Bay. I don't know. They may get somebody.
Michael Bay is The Stand.
We don't know, good or bad, what they're going to get in next. But man, it does really suck when you've got a property like The Stand, and you sit back and say, look, we had Ben Affleck and we lost him. And then we had this guy and we lost him. It's got to take the wind out of your sails. Amy Rose?
You know, I laughed initially when he said Bay, but he has mentioned he wants to make a horror movie.
Do they?
So, Michael Bay directs The Stand. I'm going to passionately sell this as well for the same reason. Cooper is such a fantastic director. Crazy Heart was packed with exactly that. So much heart, such great characters, such great narration, and I saw Out of the Furnace and it floored me. Absolutely floored me. That screams Oscar contender in every single of the characters and every single of the performances. Floored me. And I think that's what he does. He really keeps you, no matter what you're feeling going into the film, he completely steals you for 2 hours and doesn't let go until it's over. And I really admire him as a filmmaker, and I would have really liked to see his take on this. Because Stephen King, I love The Stand. So I'm pretty disappointed, and you're right, 2 amazing directors have departed now. Who are they going to get in there? So I'm a little worried for them, but we'll see.
Sell. Absolutely. I love his directing. I think he brings his humanity to the most unlikable characters. And Stephen King has a lot of unlikable characters.
Sure
very much does.
Oh my God. So the idea of losing these 2 directors, that's not come on, this is Hollywood.
Yeah.
That happens all the time.
Sure.
But I really wanted to see his vision. I love what he does
too.
with these people. And
All right.
out.
What's next?
It looks like Mad Max Fury Road, starring Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron, finally has an official release date. The new Mad Max film will now hit AMC theaters on May 15, 2015. And currently it has that date all to itself with no other competition yet. Amy Rose, buy or sell Mad Max Fury Road finally getting a release date?
I'm gonna buy it. I can't wait to see Elton John, Tom Hardy in this role.
Mad Max, let us sink in. Mad Max is playing Elton John. Let that sink in.
And this movie has been so interesting to me because it literally came out of nowhere. We heard little murmurs and it has not really been advertised. It hasn't been blown out. And Mad Max is such a great story. And Charlize Theron, I've never seen anything that she has not just taken my breath away, both by her beauty and her talent. So yeah, I'm excited about this. And yeah, let's see what happens.
Jimmy?
Bye. But I've been waiting for this movie for years. I like Beyond Thunderdome, for God's sake. I like that movie. Just, it wasn't perfect, but come on, Mad Max, The Road Warrior.
So good.
And I like the fact that they're kind of bringing in a new audience, and Tom Hardy.
He's the right choice.
He's
a
badass.
perfect choice.
Yeah.
Bye.
For me, this is going to be a buy too. And really, how does a mid-May summer release date, not have anything else sitting on
Baffling.
it yet.
Yes, right.
So I mean, this is great for them.
Yeah.
First of all, it's May. Iron Man made May
Exactly.
a great release month now. So now it's a
Absolutely.
very sought after month. You got no competition sitting on it. I don't know how this could have worked out any better for
Yeah.
them. The only question now is, with the amount of times they have gone back to do reshoots and reshoots and reshoots on this movie, will they actually have a movie by May 2014?
Here's the hope.
I am
have
not
faith.
convinced yet.
I have faith.
I'm not convinced.
I
All right,
do.
What's next?
Christopher McQuarrie, director of the recent Jack Reacher and the upcoming Mission Impossible 5, seems to have found his next project. According to reports, the director will take on 3 to Kill, an adaptation of the novel of the same name with Academy Award-winning actor Colin Firth attached to star. Businessman George Gerfaux witnesses a murder and is pursued by the killers. His conventional life knocked off the rails, Gerfaux turns the tables and sets out to track down his pursuers. Jimmy, buy or sell McQuarrie taking on 3 to Kill?
You know, I'm going to buy this simply because I'd like to see what he could do outside of a Tom Cruise film. That's really, I think he's a decent director. Jack Reacher wasn't a great movie, but it was a serviceable one. And I think that he's got a good eye. And Colin Firth, come on. I'd like to see what he can do with this. It's a good story.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I'm going to buy this for something.
Yeah.
I did think Jack Reacher was a great movie, aside from the last 15 minutes or so. I wasn't a big fan of the last part of the third act. But yeah, you're talking about Colin Firth, Academy Award. Look, if you haven't seen King's Speech, and I know a lot of you haven't because maybe it doesn't seem like your cup of tea. See what I did there? Okay. Maybe you just didn't think it was for
You're
you.
the cheerleader.
If you want to see one hell of an acting performance, go rent King's Speech. It's a damn good movie, and he's acting alongside Jeffrey Rush. For
And
heaven's
Helena
sakes.
Bonham Carter was
And
great
she is
too.
stunning, and
Yeah.
everybody in this film's amazing. Puts on a clinic. Now, I really do like what he did with Jack Reacher. I thought he made the best out of a somewhat shallow premise and script, and I thought he actually made something really good. I love the script work he did on Valkyrie, another Tom Cruise movie, and he's going to be working on Mission Impossible 5, another Tom Cruise movie. But I completely agree with you. It will be nice to see him doing something outside, and I think the premise sounds badass. A guy saying, "I'm on the run. Wait a minute, screw this. I'm going to go kill you." And it's Colin Firth doing it. So
I love revenge movies
I'm
too.
all
so
on
like
board.
that
Yeah,
kind
he
of
does
thing.
like a good revenge movie. I will also buy it, mostly for Colin Firth. He's not done anything like this, and he's an amazing actor. And I mean, this is right in McQuarrie's wheelhouse, obviously.
Yeah.
We just listed the two. I mean, I'm not really surprised at this. And Jack Reacher, I don't think it was a good movie, but it was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, there you go.
But there were definitely a lot of problems I had with it, but I had a good time with it. And Tom Cruise is great. So yeah, it is nice to see him kind of break away from that relationship a little bit. But yeah, this premise sounds great. And Colin Firth, what way to test yourself and really go outside of your comfort zone. So I can't wait to see how that
He's almost
unfolds.
he's channeling his inner Liam Neeson, it feels like.
Oh,
for
man.
something like this. All right, folks, listen, before we get to mailbag, I want to remind you, one of the films opening up in AMC theaters everywhere this week is none other than the very highly anticipated The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. I think all of us in here have seen the film.
I've never heard of it. What is that about? What is that?
It's amazing.
It's really good.
It's
Now, we're
great.
actually going to be doing an AMC spoilers review of Hunger Games this weekend, so watch for our review of it. It's really, really great. But anyway, the world premiere was held the other night, or the U.S. premiere was held in Los Angeles the other night. And we sent our own Dennis Zen and Aaron Darling down to cover the red carpet. We want to show you just a couple of minutes of their red carpet footage of the Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Check it out.
Hey guys, Erin Darling for AMC Theaters, and it is cold outside in this night in Los Angeles, but it is burning up on the red carpet here at the premiere for The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. See, literally, there's fire. And you're in the Hunger Games, you're representing one of the districts. Do you have any tactics that you would utilize to win?
Yeah, become friends with everyone. Get the little healing spray. Keep that in your pocket. So then when they need it, you use it. The ones you want to off, hide it.
So what are your favorite aspects about your character in this movie, and how do you relate to her the most?
I think throughout the whole series, she's kind of a light, and she's always really kind and sweet to everyone, always willing to help. So I think that playing that character is really genuine and rewarding, because by playing her, you kind of take away some of her characteristics when you leave set, and you're thinking about the fact that, she's helping people, so you want to help people. So that's kind of cool. She's a great character.
I play Flavius. I'm part of the prep team, and we prep Katniss for the Hunger Games, so we kind of do a little makeover on her, make her look fabulous.
I love that.
Right?
Well, how do you make Jennifer Lawrence more fabulous?
Oh, it didn't take a lot of work, because she's already pretty fabulous. Not much. She's pretty groovy. She's cool.
So what's it like to be the bad guy? How do you channel your inner bad guys? And who are some of your favorite movie bad guys of all time?
Well, people always say, bad guy, you're the baddie. And I'm like, no, I'm not the baddie, I'm the badass. There's a difference. And I think, like, as a woman, to play someone who's, like, really in their body and really about getting what they want is amazing.
This is a different film. These tributes have all been in the arena. They've all hunted. They've all tasted blood. They're not just, new and here's a weapon and go,
So what was this experience like, and how did it differ from roles that you've had in the past?
Well, I've never been, known that I've got a job, and then it was announced on the internet, and there was all of this, talk about whether it was right or the hair or the thing. It was like, whoa, this is actually a character that's really captured a younger generation's heart, and so there's a bit of oh shoot, there's a bunch of expectation, but I don't know, I was just excited. I was excited to join such a beautiful fan series. I love the book so much. I love the first film. So
the thing that's been crazy to me is the sheer volume of fans. They're for over a year now. I've been stopped by people, and this movie hasn't even come out yet. And I've been working in Hollywood for a little while, and it's not my other work that they're stopping me for the role of Gloss in Hunger. It's insane. But we've been on tour and met thousands of fans, and it's just been incredible.
There are no words. I mean, there are no words to express the feelings going through my body right now. I mean, I'm hugely excited, hugely sort of paranoid, but no, very anxious at the same time. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. It's a dream come true.
Hunger Games Catching Fire opens everywhere in AMC theaters this week. Head on over right now. Tickets are available now. Going over to www.amctheaters.com for your theater, showtime, and movie ticket information. Don't forget, we're going to have our spoiler review up this weekend for Hunger Games Catching Fire. All right, folks, it's that time of the show for Mailbag. Listen, if you've got a topic or a question you would like us to address on the show, you can email us anytime at amcmovietalk@gmail.com. Now, every day we take a couple questions out of the mailbag. Ashley's got a few of them pulled out. So, Ashley, what do we got?
Kevin Franco writes, "Hi guys, excellent work. I love your show. Keep it good. Here's the deal. I heard a rumor once that a Freddie Mercury movie was in plans. I'm a Queen fan and I'd like to see a good reincarnation of him, Freddie, on the big screen. What do you think about this? Do you think it's possible for us to get this dream come true?"
I wouldn't say a biopic about any musician is my dream come true, but with Freddie Mercury, there is a movie coming. As a matter of fact, it's been in the works for 3.5 years. And for 2.5 of those 3.5 years, Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen, has been attached to play Freddie Mercury. For 2.5 years, he was the guy who was going to play him as they worked everything else out. But what happened was, not so long ago, was that the final script approval and final director choice approval is with the former bandmates of Queen. They have final approval on everything. And after 2.5 years, they decided Sacha Baron Cohen isn't the right guy for this. And so they parted ways. Now, both Sacha Baron Cohen and Queen say they parted ways very amicably, and they all agreed, and everybody's happy. I don't believe that, but that's what they're all saying. Everybody's putting on a happy face. Now, there are rumors that they've picked the guy they do want to play him. Now, and the one name that keeps coming up is Ben Whishaw. Now, Ben, you guys might remember him for playing the new Q in Skyfall, the James Bond film. And I can see it, oddly enough. Now, we don't know that that's true, but that is the name that keeps coming up over and over and over again. He might be the thing. So, rest assured, a Freddie Mercury biopic is coming. It is on the way. We just don't know. And it should be going into production soon once they announce the final director choice and the final casting. I personally would have been really interested to see Sacha Baron Cohen play
about
it.
That.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
he would have been a really great fit. Not only is he a performer, he has that eccentric nature that Mercury was so beloved for. I'm really disappointed about that. Do you remember the rumor going around that it was going to be Daniel Radcliffe?
Yes, which he shot down. Radcliffe shot that down.
He shot that down, but I was actually really into that because at first I was like, wait, what, Harry Potter? And then I was like, this is a really smart career move. So I'm actually pretty disappointed about that. But these are some serious shoes to fill. And if they don't nail this, I don't want to see it completed. I really don't. But I am really happy that Queen, that the actual bandmates are a part of this. I know that, they're not the filmmaker, so they shouldn't have the final say, but who knew him better than the bandmates and all his cute witticisms and quirks and just everything about it. So that does make me feel like they are going to hopefully do a good job with it. But I think Sacha Baron Cohen would have done a great job, so I'm disappointed.
I'm very disappointed. I mean, look at that. Look at, he just seems like the perfect guy for it. He looks a little bit like him. He's got the talent. He's got the theatricality that would be amazing. This guy was electrifying on stage. I want to see this movie really bad. I'm a sucker for music biopics.
Me too.
Because I'm a music
we're music
fan.
heads.
Yeah. So, but I want to see it done right.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Joe Gardner writes, "Hey guys, hello from Scotland. You guys got me seriously into movies. Thank you for showing me this wonderful world. In a recent show, John mentioned Bridge to Terabithia and how good it is. I agree, it's amazing, but I think it is one of the saddest films I've ever seen.
Yep.
I always cry and I'm 17. It got me wondering, what are the saddest films you guys have seen? Sorry for bringing down the vibe of today's show and keep up the great work."
Joe, you killed the vibe.
Joe, we were all happy.
Yeah, you just killed everything.
Driving me to drink right now.
To me, when I think of sad movies, I think of Not a Dry Eye in the House, that whole thing. The only time we hear that phrase thrown around all the time, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. That's very rarely true. The one time I can say in my experience that it was literally true, that everybody in the theater was in tears.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, I probably do. I was in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, watching Life is Beautiful, the Roberto Benigni film. And I kid you not, I believe there were actually Hell's Angels. There were some bikers in the thing with their girlfriends, whatever. Like, why they were there watching Life is Beautiful, I'm not really sure. Maybe their girlfriends dragged them to, I don't know.
There's more than you see
But
there, John.
I am not exaggerating when I say when those lights came up, everybody was sobbing like a baby. Everybody was sobbing like a baby. I mean, for those of you who don't know, the Roberto Benigni film Life is Beautiful, it's about this man who just believes life is beautiful and glorious. And as World War II gets rolling and the Jews are rounded up by the Nazis, he and his son are rounded up into a concentration camp. And he tries to protect his son from the harshness of life by convincing his son that all of this is a big elaborate game. And they're trying to win a prize. And trying to just protect that notion that life is beautiful for his son. It is so beautiful and so touching and so sad at the end. It's just one of the most moving movie experiences I have ever had in my life. If you have not seen Life is Beautiful, I don't care if you're one of the illiterate people who says, I don't like reading subtitles, get over it. Watch it, it's fantastic. Anyway, Amy Rose.
Yeah, that movie. I mean, for those who don't remember, do you remember at the Oscars when he was jumping on the chairs, Roberto Benigni? I mean, he's just so amazing. I'm a big history buff. So those are the films that usually steal my heart. And it's honestly mostly in the World War II, Nazi regime. Most of those films kill me. Boy in the Striped Pajamas killed me.
Oh, yeah.
And for this year, to be relevant, 12 Years a Slave,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. Steve McQueen has an effect on me. He completely just paralyzes me after a film. And there's one scene, and I won't spoil it for people who haven't, but I was pretty much a mess the rest of the movie. And I can remember, too, when Titanic first came out. Like, there was not a dry eye in that theater, at least my theater. And yeah, but it's usually because I am such a history buff, those are the films that really speak to me when it's actually based on a part of history that seems like we can't even really fathom the terrifying nature of how awful humanity really has been and how evil a lot of people throughout the history of the world have been. Those are usually the films that I'm just like, wow, and it just makes me feel really grateful to be a part of change and where we're at now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's usually what gets me. The Piano, that killed me. I mean, all those kind of films.
Jimmy, some of your saddest films.
The one that I remember the most, I think, I went to see Platoon, and this is, let's go
yeah,
back,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
remember a gentleman, he was clearly a vet, and he was being, literally had to be carried out. He was sobbing, and it was just, the most heartbreaking, because I was really young and I was just like, it hit me how bad this was. And this was a tough looking dude, and he's just crying and his wife's holding him up and he's just sobbing, almost falling to the floor. I'll never forget that. And it really reminded me how powerful movies can be, and how if we can get past the like hating each other, like experience the movies together is a beautiful thing, man.
You know, it's one more that got me this year, Perks of Being a Wallflower last year.
Oh, that was good, yeah.
I just thought it would just really pull at my heartstrings.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
All right, folks, well, that will do it for us. We've run right out of time. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to thank those people joining me at the table. First of all, sitting to my right, she's the editor of Movie News here at AMC Movie News, Miss Amy Rose Eisenbach. Amy Rose, where can people find you online?
On Twitter, at Amy Rosie. Thank you so much for watching.
Our special guest today, sitting beside her, film critic for the wonderful movie news site, JoBlo.com, Mr. Jimmy O, James Oster. James, where can people find you online?
You can find me at Jimmy to the O on Twitter, James Oster on Facebook. So
yay, Jimmy.
And of course, our lovely host today, sitting way over there, Miss Ashley Mova. Ashley, where can people find you online?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Ashley Mova.
And you can find me on the various social media networks just at John Campia. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Don't forget to come back and join us again next time. My name's John Campia for AMC Movie News, and until then, bye-bye.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news, and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.